How's it going?
What's up, Brandon? How you doing? Welcome to Mexico City. How you feeling when you get up here at this altitude?
Well, what was that? I'm sorry.
How are you feeling up at this altitude?
Oh, I live at altitude, man. It's nothing, honestly.
So there's no concern in taking this fight?
No, not at all. I was actually like super stoked on it.
Sweet. How did this fight come together, right?
Oh, all right. So I'm sitting at home. This is like 3 weeks after the Pantoja fight, maybe 4 weeks after the Pantoja fight. I'm sitting at home, and the holidays happened or whatever. I'm a little fat. But I get a call, and they're like, do you want to be the backup fighter? And I was like, there's no way nobody's going to pull out that fight. I was like, free vacation to Mexico City? For sure I want that. Yeah. So I took that fight, and like within like, I don't know, 18 hours later, I got another call, and they're like, all right, well, you're in. And I was like, I'm in what? And they're like, you're fighting Moreno in Mexico City. I was like, oh, shit, all right, cool.
Nice. But, you know, you said in your mind, you're like, oh, free vacation. Did you have to do a mental switch to be like, okay, I am fighting? Or were you just like, hey, it's a fight, I'll take it?
Yeah, I was actually super excited. I don't know, man. I feel like if I won my last fight, I had it in my head that I knew Amir Albazi was having some health complications. Like, I at least read it somewhere. And I had it in my head that I wanted my first title defense to be here. If Amir Albazi pulled out, I thought that would have been a gangster move. So the fact that I lost the fight, it's like, why would I not take the fight still, you know? So in my head, I kind of already, like, wanted to fight in Mexico City and fight Brandon Moreno in this position and in this situation anyway. So it was just, I'm just lucky it all came together, I guess.
Let's talk about the last fight, right? Obviously, disappointing result, but you know, those are the sort of fights I think guys can learn from, right? And they walk out there maybe a better fighter, even though they didn't just get the win. Do you feel that way, and do you look at that fight as a learning experience?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel like there is so much to learn, so much to take away from Pantoja. I feel like in true championship form, he made a lot of really good adjustments, and I feel like that's something that real champions do, and is make an adjustment on the fly, and he did that, and I wish I did that too.
Does that one sting a little bit? I can see it in your face.
Oh yeah, bro. I feel like I'm really glad they gave me this fight. I'm glad that I got this opportunity because I definitely needed this. I definitely needed something to motivate me, to something to kind of get a sour taste out of my mouth and kind of get me back out of my funk.
I've heard fighters talk about that before, right? Bisping once said, you know, after his loss to GSP, he had to come back right away as possible. So is this fight almost just about shaking that last one off and just sort of feeling like, yes, no, I am best in the world again once I get that victory? Yeah,
exactly. And then it's just like, I just want to show the world what I can do, and I feel like I've yet to do that. And I felt like in that Pantoja fight, I'm like, this is it. This is the time I'm going to show the world what I can actually do and my actual skill set. And it just did not happen. And I feel like this is just another great opportunity against a fighter that I'm pretty sure is going to bring it at all costs. I feel like, I'm not saying there's a lot of pressure on his back. I just feel like, and maybe there is pressure on his back because I feel like the odds are stacked up against me when you kind of put it all together. Is like the pressure kind of falls on him because we're fighting in his hometown. I'm fighting on short notice. I just got out of a 5-round fight that I got injured in, and it like took like extra long for me to get back. And I guess I'm dealing with a lot of these variables where it's like you don't really have to deal with that. So I guess the pressure kind of falls on him because not only like the actual odds like in his favor, but it's just like this is his storyline right here. This is his city. This is his everything, you know. And that's where I kind of feel like the pressure maybe falls a little bit more on him in that sense.
It's part of you want to be the spoiler, right? Do you want to use that sort of like, hey, this is your storyline, I'm coming here, and my motivation is to take that from you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just like I also want to just go into a position, and I feel like that's always kind of been like one of my favorite situations is when odds are stacked up against me, when nobody really expects me to win. It's always when I prevail the best, and I always kind of feel that. And this is going to be no different. It's just I don't think I'm on the odds favor at any of this, but it's just like, I don't know. I guess I get to mess up everybody's parlays and mess up everybody's days, and, you know, hopefully we can make amends at the end of the fight, and I can enjoy Mexico City for a couple more days after this and don't have to go straight home. But, yeah, I'm trying to fuck everybody's day up.
Brandon, the original booking with Albazi, a lot of people were putting that fight as a #1 contender. I know you just fought for the title, but do you feel like a win here can get you a title shot? Where do you feel like a win will put you in the division right now?
I'm actually not sure on what happens with me. I'm pretty sure Brandon Moreno wins, even though me and him both have the same last loss to the same person, that he's getting a title shot. I don't necessarily know if that's the same position for me, but I know if I go out there and style on him and I go out there and do some cool things, it's going to be hard for me to deny, it's going to be hard to be denied, because it's like, who else is there? Amir Albazi's hurt. Amir Albazi questionably even won his last fight. Everybody kind of along down the lines. I don't even know what the story is with half the people behind me, but I just don't think it necessarily makes sense. So hopefully, a long-winded answer is just I hope so.
And this is a rematch you guys fought before, and I forget the exact interview, but you've mentioned how, like, the first fight, you feel like because of the nature of the fight, because of the injury, you feel like it wasn't, I guess, a legitimate result. Like, you feel like,
yeah, it was. Can't even believe they count that as like a full-on win. I'm on top of the dude throwing hammer fist when my shoulder dislocates. Like, if there's a doctor stoppage deserving win of or like loss, that's it. Like, they counted it as like a TKO, or like I saw the UFC post that Brandon Moreno knocked Brandon Royval out in their first out. I'm like, who the fuck writes these things? I'm like, where are you guys coming up with this shit? Because like, I'm literally on top of homeboy, hammer fisting him. My shoulder dislocates. He pops up and he's like, looked at the ref like, what the fuck just happened? And then all of a sudden gets on top of me and then finishes the fight with like 1 second left. It's like, I mean, credit to him. Maybe he won the round, but that being said, is like, I don't think that should count as a TKO or a knockout. It's fucking crazy.
do you count it as a loss?
Fuck no.
And I guess how much did it sting, the fact that like you went in there and you felt like you weren't able to perform just because of an injury? Has it been kind of annoying to deal with, I guess, that, loss? And are you happy that you're getting this rematch because you get to redeem yourself now?
Yeah, it's just a chance to just show what could happen, and that's really what I want. It's just an opportunity to show and showcase what I can do. I went in there in that fight knowing the possibilities of my shoulder being dislocated. I was severely compromised since I got signed to the UFC at that time. Like, my shoulder kept getting hurt, like, and it was affecting training. It was affecting everything I was doing in my like daily life. Like, it was bad. So, but I was on a roll. I was 2-0. I just beat 2 top 10 opponents. I just got signed to the UFC, and they gave me the #1 contender, Brandon Moreno. I was like, all right, let's roll this dice. Everything's worked out so far. Might as well keep going with it. I mean, in that situation, it was just like I knew what I was getting myself into, and I was hoping for the best, and never dislocated during a fight or anything like that. And I kept my training to like a bare minimum, so I wasn't dislocating it as often. So, yeah.
Just so this is not a rematch for you. That too shouldn't be there.
I mean, I guess it's a rematch because we have faced before, but it's just like I just don't like the captions where it's like Royval got knocked out. It's like, who the fuck wrote that? Like, why are you guys writing that? That's if you see like what happened, it's like clearly not what happened at all. But it is what it is, and like I guess that's the storyline, and I guess that's what I get to change, right?
Thank you. Good luck.
Brandon,
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
After, behind here, to your right.
I was like, am I right?
Yeah, you're right. After what happened in the first fight, do you feel to have the need of having closure this Saturday?
I definitely have the want. I don't think I have the need to do anything. I just think it's a good opportunity. If someone else was the #1 contender, that's who I'd be chasing, and that's the opportunity I'd be chasing for sure. But it's more of just a want, It's that I want to. And then Brandon Moreno he got the #1 right on next to his name, and that's what I want, and that's what I'm going for. I'm chasing the opportunity more than anything. This is another dude in front of me, and the possibility of making my dreams come true. And what else would I be doing with my life? I'm not trying to make my dreams come true at all times,
Thank you.
Over here, Brandon. Welcome to Mexico.
Thank
you
you.
already shared with us your joy and your happiness to being here in Mexico City, but we know that people in U.S. Came to Mexico to compete in any sport you say to me, with one disadvantage, with one thing that they get the importance, the attitude of the CDMX. How are you dealing with that problem? Because we already know that many sportsmen constantly suffer with the theme of the altitude, the missing of breathing. How are you dealing with that during your training and during the preparing for this fight? Thank you.
I grew up and I live in the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. I live at altitude. I live at 6,000 feet pretty much, and then I go and train every weekend up at 8,000 feet. So this is nothing to me. This is actually something that I welcome. I'm no stranger to altitude. I live in altitude, and this is something that I think is actually more of an advantage for me than anything.
Brandon, right here. Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. Has there been any mental preparation for this fight? It's going to be 20,000 people. The Mexico City crowd is not hostile physically, but voicely, like it's very loud, it's very hostile. Just anything about the focus going in, doing the walkout, or any simulations for you to go?
Yeah, just a lot of visualization is really all I could do. I guess I could get people to boo me at my gym or something like that, but I don't think 20 people is going to make a difference in my head. But just a lot of visualization and stuff like that. It's just kind of seeing the walkout, seeing the situations, all that. And I do that no matter what.